Welcome. This is international attorney Anthony Comparetto, and today we'll be talking about international marriage and dating laws. For over 24 years, we've been protecting our clients' rights and helping them with asset protection, both international and offshore asset protection. And in the past 6 years, something very interesting has happened, is that many of our asset protection clients have come to us with dating problems and marriage problems related to, of course, going and dating internationally. So I wanted to do this quick audio that explains some of the actual problems that happen when you date and marry the international woman. And again, you notice that I say date because, of course, we always start any type of relationship going out there and dating. We've got lots of clients right now, successful men, that have decided they want to date internationally. And I tell them that when you date in a foreign country, you subject yourself to the laws of that country. Now, even more, you're still subject to the laws of the United States when you're outside of the country. And I do want to tell you there's all kinds of laws that relate to dating internationally. There's umbrella laws. It would be very sad if you found a love of your life and she couldn't immigrate into the country because you violated one of the U.S. umbrella laws. Even sadder would be if you got ensnared in some of the draconian laws related to underage children. Now, when you go out of the country, the laws of consent are different. So you could be in a country where the laws of consent are 17 and you're dating a 17-year-old. Now, most of you will stop me right there and say, hey, that'll never happen to me. But what happens is for the American man who's going outside the country, he finds there's a different societal norm. And it's very important that you understand different cultures treat dating and marriage in different ways. In America, most women will only date 5 years up and 5 years down in their age group. In fact, the 45-year-old man who's dating the 24-year-old woman in America is looked at kind of funny. And they look at both the woman and the man funny. If you were a 45 or 50-year-old man and you were dating a 20-year-old here in this country, you'd be a dirty old man already. But when you get outside of the country, certain cultures, the marriage age really is 40 and above. So you often have 22, 24, 25-year-old women who are dating 45, 55-year-old men, and it's culturally normal and it's a societal norm. These men are looked at as they've gone past sowing their wild oats. They are settled in their careers and they are desirable. Now, again, let me come back to the 17-year-old. Well, we've seen and we've had sometimes with our clients have had issues where a 17-year-old says she's 23. Well, you don't know. She told me she was 23. Well, you can run afoul of U.S. laws by doing that. And you have to be very, very careful. Now, not to worry. I know that's a pretty horror story type situation, but we've got methods to protect you and to go ahead and keep you out of any of those issues. And again, that's the next thing that we're going to talk about is protecting yourself from scams. If you've done any type of research at all or looked around or been on any of the international dating sites, you kind of get a feeling that, maybe there's a scam here. And if you deal with the wrong ones, you're absolutely right. There's organized crime related to these international dating scams. The FBI has got an alert out on it. There's some horrible, horrible horror stories of people who have been taken by these international dating scams. And it's something that you need to be aware of. Now, should that prevent you from going and trying to find the woman of your dreams? Well, absolutely not. You just need to know how to protect yourself. So how do we prepare and protect ourselves when we go ahead and we're dating internationally? Well, the first thing is to have good information. As I said, I've dealt internationally for now 20 of my 24 years. We have relationships all over the world. We deal with some of the best agencies in the world. We have local contacts all over. And the one thing you want is the right information. You need to know about the culture when you go there. You need to know about what the culture accepts, what the culture goes ahead and requires of you. Uh, so if you're going in and you know the culture, you have the right contacts, the right connections. Uh, Now you've protected yourself. Now you fall in love. Let me give you the one thing that we do. We do background checks. We do, of course, have local connections there for you, local counsel. And then we come up with if you do fall in love and decide to get married, the international prenup in case something goes horribly wrong. And we do know a certain amount of marriages just fail. And culturally, sometimes you have to be aware that sometimes some cultures, it's not good to bring that woman back to America. She won't do well. This is the type of information that we give to you so you can understand that. Also, to prepare yourself and protect yourself, you need to know what I call the international dating market, just kind of like there's a stock market. And I'll give an example. You want to go to places where the American man is looked at as desirable and is not frowned upon. Now, here's an example. We've all heard about people going to France, Americans going to France and getting treated horribly there. That was not always the case. After World War II, the American was looked at highly, highly desirable and looked at well in France. Now we see all these horror stories where you go there and you have bad treatment. Well, there's an international market, like a stock market, where the American goes up, the American goes down. In some countries, you have the ugly Americans come in there, and it's not good to go there. You go there and you're looked at as a paycheck, you're looked at as someone to be scammed, you're not looked at as a desirable mate or desirable partner. And this is the type of information that we go ahead and provide to you. Because again, we want you to become a success story, not a horror story. So what are your next steps? Your next steps are to gather the information you need to make the correct choices. Assemble your team of professionals and local contacts, and then of course take action. We've seen some wonderful, wonderful success stories of people marrying wonderful women and having wonderful lives. But those guys had their ducks in a row, had dotted their I's and crossed their T's. Look forward to helping you. Again, this is Anthony Comparetto. For more information, go ahead and join us at our website.